It's a nigga running around Washington, D.C. with a knife.
Police say this is not part of a larger terrorism threat.
Not unless niggas start running into walls carrying kitchen knives. Let's talk about the officer who died.
They are human like everyone. Some of them are flawed, but they are at the end of the day there to do a job that is protecting and serving other people.
Next! Bitch, that is messed up to talk about somebody who just died like that. You need to be ashamed of yourself.
Officer Jones, how vulnerable is our Capitol right now?
Not as vulnerable as you are with a bag of dicks.
The Capitol is very vulnerable. And the sad part about it is no one is being held accountable.
Well, for damn sure you can't blame Donald Trump. Next!
Facebook has deleted Green's page.
And YouTube deleted mine. Next!
You've been digging into the suspect and his disturbing social media presence. What are you learning?
That nigga was crazy.
Well, Don, this is a very disturbing portrait that we're getting from some of the Facebook and Instagram posts that this man, Nathan Green, posted, including some postings that were made just under 2 hours before he carried out this attack, before he was shot and killed there at the U.S. Capitol.
Carrying a damn knife. Damn fool. Who in the hell brings a knife to a gunfight?
This is absolutely heartbreaking. This force has already been through so much, especially after the January 6th attack.
Next! What do a nigga driving into the Capitol building got anything to do with the 6?
45 was not dealt with in citing a rod. The Capitol is very vulnerable, and I look for it to happen again.
So when anybody do anything to the Capitol building, it's January 6th fault. Next!
Now, we learned a couple of additional details as part of this press conference. They were asked specifically if this was a target, if this individual was trying to target any one member of Congress.
Well, whoever asked that question asked a dumbass question. How in the hell are they gonna go into a heavily guarded Capitol building full of National Guards with an unbulletproof Nissan Maxima looking for somebody in Congress? Congress wasn't even in session.
Said they did not have this person in their files, and at this time they didn't have any further information about what that motive was. This investigation, of course, still ongoing.
Why they didn't have information on him? They had information on everybody else.
Green posted speeches from Nation of Islam leaders Louis Farrakhan and Elijah Muhammad.
Louis Farrakhan, the most racist nigga in the world.
The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us.
Well, this wasn't the case. Next! You racist son of a bitch. He was posting your shit.
One of them that he posted, he talks about, he says, I have suffered multiple home break-ins.
Well, nigga, get a guard dog.
Food poisonings, assaults.
My baby mama threatened me with both of them too. Get over it.
Unauthorized operations in the hospital and mind control.
Well, my baby mama don't have mind control. She got monkey strength. That's how she assaulted me and made me take food poisoning. Besides, the only person that got control over this food mine is Minister Farrakhan.
See, and what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing, that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us.
What's that? Kidnap them and send them back to Europe?
There's another one, he's posting a meme where he has a caption that says, U.S. government is the #1 enemy of black people.
He also posted about the end times and the book of Revelation.
I wonder where he learned that shit from.
He describes that he became a follower of Minister Louis Farrakhan, Nation of Islam leader.
A racist son of a bitch who hate white people.
After 300 years of that, you allow us into the church, but by that time, you've painted Jesus white, God white, the angels white, and then all these black people have been subjected to a form of white supremacy, which produces in the reverse a black inferiority.
Yeah, what he said. Next!
And you can see in some of the posts, he describes that he believes the FBI and the CIA were behind some of his afflictions.
What afflictions? Crack?
Reasons why he said he lost his job, had been unemployed recently.
Well, you can blame that on COVID or the China virus. The China virus is the reason all them Burger Kings in your neighborhood is shut down right after you got your promotion to cook fries.
And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
Well, whatever you put into Nissan Maxima head made him drive into the Capitol building with a damn knife.
And Don, I mean, I think one of the things that comes to mind here, you know, after the January 6 riots and the insurrection, this is one of the things that worried law enforcement.
Here we go with the January 6th shit again. Can't we just focus on today?
Was that when people saw what happened that day, the ability of people to sack the building, that there might be people at home watching, maybe disturbed.
Disturbed and dumb as shit is two different things. Who in the hell tried to invade a Capitol building with a kitchen knife and a Nissan Maxima?
Who decide that they want to try something like that. And again, that's one of the things that is being looked at right now.
So somehow y'all found a way to blame a person that hate white people on Donald Trump. Ain't that a bitch?
When you think about what happened during the insurrection, and now just a couple of weeks later, just a couple of months later, this happening again at the U.S. Capitol.
Well, somehow Donald Trump fault.
What do you mean responsibility for what's going on? Talk to me more about that.
Nigga, you know what you're about to say. You already rehearsed it.
If you are having members of Congress, Senate and congressmen say that the voting was a fraud with no proof, you had the president say, a former president say, come down to the Capitol and raise hell, and nobody's being dealt with.
Well, on this one, you can start with the Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Just about anyone with a grievance can come and air their grievance and through violence?
So you just want us to take our minds off the racist shit just happened.
But what January 6th did is it really put it in the public eye, day to day, because we were covering that story.
Well, when you gonna cover this story? The story about a nigga with a Nissan and a knife.
I think that we will see attacks again against this target.
Probably funded by the Democrats to get some type of legislation passed. Like Susan Lawrence just donated to get my baby mama passed. In the past life. Next!
But this one unfortunately resulted in the death of an officer and the individual, but also just, a month or so, or just a little bit over a month, Evan, after that Capitol insurrection.
You can't keep the 6 out your mouth just like you can't keep a dick out of your mouth. One of them got to be in your mouth at all times.
You have Officer Sicknick, who died just shortly after the insurrection. You have another officer, the Capitol Police officer, who took his own life. His name is Howard Liebengood. I heard from his family today. They wanted to make sure that people remembered that he suffered also.
Well, today is William Evans Day. Why in the hell they trying to steal William's shine? And why in the hell you didn't mention William's name? And
there were so many others who were hurting. One officer turned in her gun because she was afraid she was going to harm herself.
Today is not her day either.
Don, there was also another Metropolitan Police officer who took his own life.
So we just going to forget about William Evans.
So clearly a lot of hurt for the officers who endured so much on that day. Hours and hours battling those people who were trying to harm the members of Congress that day.
A lot of suffering going on in the country right now.
And I guess none for the Evans family. I guess the Evans family got to suffer alone because y'all don't even mention his name.
Officers are going to need some help. What they need in the wake of this, and especially the Capitol insurrection, because that was so monumental.
It's so monumental, we just going to forget about all the racist shit that happened today.
And then we have a Capitol police officer, a Metropolitan police officer, dying by suicide after the January 6th insurrection. And I know several officers are dealing with post-traumatic stress.
Do y'all remember a cop just died today?
And to hear that after the insurrection, when Brian Sicknick, Officer Sicknick, was lay in honor just a few weeks ago, we lost Officer Howard Liebengood, who died by suicide. To have another another man die in the line of duty.
Another man? Bitch, you mean William Evans? Y'all don't even have his name on the teleprompter. But I got Rimfire 2020 donation on my Cash App. Shout out to Rimfire 2020 and William Evans, since fake news won't do it.
Is extraordinarily difficult, especially because, as Leanne was saying, they've been working overtime. There's been no rest. There's been no break. I think for many of us, after the attack and then the subsequent impeachment trial where we all relived it, every single one of us felt like, man, I need to take a breath. I need to take a break. I know I took a few days off.
Not from talking about January 6th.
See, the Congresswoman and Leanne and everyone has alluded to the fact that the debate about the very basic question of how best to protect the building after an insurrection.
And not after a car crash.
Even anecdotes of people feeling scared have been mocked and ridiculed by the Republicans in Congress.
Yeah, because the Democrats in Congress is pussy. They deserve to be laughed at.
I think that, as you said, if you recognized Officer Billy Evans, surely some members did too. Do you think that anything will break through that partisanship around the debate about protecting the Capitol?
For some reason, I know y'all bringing attention to this to protect y'all. Y'all don't give a damn. Y'all just want to put up another fence.
I don't, Nicole, which is a sad statement.
You'll get over it. Next!
The Trump administration, Republicans who would say one thing in private, say another in public, seemed to be willing to put up with it until the insurrection. Their own home, their own building was attacked. And in the initial aftermath, I think there was a feeling that, hey, maybe something's going to change here. Maybe that this is going to be the thing that makes people say enough.
Why? Because it's finally something you can't blame Donald Trump for? But I know it's something I can blame Heather Anderson for. Because if Heather Anderson keep on giving me donations and my baby mama end up missing, they're going to charge Heather with accessory.
It's too much. And frankly, not that much time has passed, and we've reverted.
Shout out to
right
Beth
back,
Roberts,
to
the greatest. Also, Aurora with the $33 per month donation to my Patreon. Mona Lisa,
What probably is more demoralizing is y'all don't even mention William Evans' name.
Shout out to a couple of people who subscribe to my Patreon. Beth Roberts, the greatest. Aurora, what's up with you? Thank you for the $33 a month donation. Monica Lisa is my Mona Lisa. Also, Kent and Jenny, good looking out. They're a couple. Carmen and Grayson, that's not a couple. Carmen Grayson is one person. Sparkly Pony, what's up with you, Sparkly Pony? Randy Lasbury, he for sure ain't least.